Hello there everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. In today's video, we're taking down BOMMAL 90 on hard. This is actually the first time I've ever beaten this boss. I just simply wasn't able to even get past level 50 last rotation, but the new team that I showed you guys, I guess earlier in the week or last week, was able to get me through BOMMAL 10 and BOMMAL 50 on hard. When we got to BOMMAL 90 on hard though, things got pretty tough. As you guys will know from watching those previous videos, I was using, some level 50 Vogoths to fill up my team, and I hadn't re-geared anyone to fight BOMMAL. And what I found was that, the stat requirements were just kind of rough. That BOMMAL was actually just killing my champions. Like, the level 50 Vogoth was not tanky enough. Now, would that team comp still work? Yes, it would. I highly recommend checking out Soda Dragon Gaming, his video on this. He actually uses a Vrask, Vizix, and 3 Vogoths, but he'll show you, like, the stats that you need with that team in order to take down BOMMAL 90, right? So I was kind of sitting there going like, man, I don't want to have to go in and get get all of those Vogoths up to level 60. Is there any way I can do it with the champions that I have? And I came up with this team. I don't think that anyone has used a team quite like this. Let's skip on to actually get to the boss. Here we go. I don't think I've seen anyone use a team quite like this. It's pretty crazy, right? Mother Cybele quickly becoming one of my absolute favorite champions, coming in and helping us take down BOMMAL with a bunch of revive on death. It's pretty damn cool. So who do we have in here? First of all, we have Mother Cybele in the lead. She gives us a speed aura. So she's going to give us enough speed to actually keep ahead of BOMMAL. I think he has 250 speed on hard 90, and I simply didn't have enough speed on my champions to deal with it. Mother Cybele, very good speed aura. She also gives us a decreased speed on her A1, which can help us again to sort of keep ahead of BOMMAL and just get hit by the bombs he puts out more than actually getting hit by him. On floor 90 hard, he hits insanely hard, and the bombs he puts out, as you can see, they hit from 14,000 damage if he doesn't have increased attack. If he does have increased attack when he puts the bombs on you, they're hitting for over 20,000 damage, right? So they really rip your team apart. Mother Cybele also she can do her health swap thing. She can also do revive on death, so she can do a bunch of really cool stuff. We also then, as you can see with really low health there on the side, look at all the revive on death popping off. We also have Skytouch Shaman in with us, which is really fun as well. What does Skytouch Shaman do? She can do an AoE buff cleanse. Now, it can't cleanse the buffs that BOMMAL places, but it will get rid of his HP burn, which is very important. The HP burn was kind of something it didn't really happen when BOMMAL first came out, but when they updated BOMMAL, I think last rotation, they made him do his HP burn a lot more. I think it makes you take more damage from the bombs. And obviously, it just hurts in general. You see another revive on death popping off here. I was doing this while I was walking my dog. Well, not walking my dog, but we were playing fetch with my dog. And I was doing this while we were trying to work out what to do. So you can see me sort of pausing and thinking about my moves. Sometimes it's definitely a complicated fight. The big thing you can see right there, we're checking this rain of bombs. We want to make sure not to put any buffs on before rain of bombs. That is the really dangerous thing, because he removes all your buffs and he replaces them with bombs, which is bad. So we put revive on death on after that. With Skytouch Shaman in particular, she gives us the block debuff, stops the burns, and the revive on death just picks us up when the bomb debuffs he puts on us kill us. It picks us right back up. Skytouch Shaman also does tons of healing. When her health drops low, she heals you for like half of her missing health. So it's a big heal. Then we also have, of course, Geomancer's in here. He's the one who's doing all the damage, his burn and reflecting damage onto BOMMAL. Vogoth, he's healing us whenever we get hit. And then we actually have Godseeker Aniri in as well, coming back from our floor 10 composition. She's in there. You can see we're doing some health swaps. And I also have Relentless set on Mother Cybele, which works really nicely here, actually. Works really, really nicely. And you can just see the healing from Godseeker is solid. The healing from Skytouch Shaman's really good too. But yeah, Relentless set on Mother Cybele was useful. I don't know if it's essential, but it's very, very helpful for sure. It sort of helps her get around to her cooldowns, use up her buffs. You can see I'm sort of considering right now, it's like, what do we have to worry about? What's going on? So I went for this move, but I think we're going to be fine. But yeah, Godseeker Aniri gives us one free revive on death with her passive. Then she has a targeted revive as well. Here you can see we got a whole bunch of debuffs on us, but I kind of knew that BOMMAL was going to die before these actually went off, so I was playing it a bit risky, and I was going for it. Another thing actually with block debuffs that is worth noting is that it does also stop the stuns from the bomb debuffs on you exploding. So there we go. Check it out. Pretty cool, right? That was the video. It's kind of insane. Mother Cybele also nice because she does clear through the waves pretty quickly. So that is definitely helpful as well. Like between Vogoth, Godseeker, Mother Cybele, we got through the waves pretty quick. So you can get multiple quick attempts on the boss. You can just see the raw healing from Skytouch Shaman. It's completely nuts. It's really good. Now, let's look at the gearing for these champions, because this is what really appealed to me about this composition, apart from the fact that it's just kind of crazy with all the revive on death effects, yeah? But the thing that was really crazy about this was, did I re-gear any champions? No, I didn't. These are the same gear sets I've been using, and they're not optimized for this at all. This would be even easier if we actually switched up their gear. So Mother Cybele, she's just geared out as I had her for Hydra in a Relentless set. So she's coming in. Her accuracy is a little bit low, so she doesn't always land the decreased speed. For BOMMAL, you'd want more like 330, 350, but it's totally fine. But she's got fine health, defense, decent speed. She's just built for a lot of damage, which helps us clear the waves. It's not really helpful against BOMMAL himself too much, because it's really the Geomancer's doing all the damage, but it's fine. It's totally cool. So that's Godseeker. That is Mother Cybele. Her masteries. She's got some counterattack stuff, and she's got War Master. Again, not particularly useful against BOMMAL, but it's, you know, it's a little bit extra damage. It's actually not too bad. And then she does need to be booked out. That is important, so that you've got the shorter cooldown on Soul Shepherd. The shorter cooldown on Uncanny Transfer is actually very useful for saving Skytouch Shaman, or for saving Geomancer if they happen to drop very low from bomb debuffs. And then her A1 that can put decreased speed is fantastic. Speed in all battles, fantastic. Actually never got to use this, but she does a bunch of healing and turn meter boosting when she dies and when she revives. Never actually got to use it though, because she just wouldn't die. It's one of the things about Mother Cybele. You try to make her as squishy as possible, like with this damage build, and she still never dies, which is kind of hilarious. But she's actually the only legendary in this composition, and she was a fusion legendary. Also, by the way, let me say this too. She was a fusion legendary that I think basically everyone universally in the entire community was like, this fusion sucks, she's not worth doing. I think it's sort of a lesson, you know, that it's really hard to judge champions when they first come out. It's really difficult to tell how good they actually are. And oftentimes they can surprise you and come around and do some really good stuff. And next up we have Godseeker. So Godseeker's in a regen set, which is nice to keep her alive. But again, this is my generalist Godseeker. She only has 40,000 HP. So she's super squishy, right? She's super squishy. She's very vulnerable to the bomb debuffs from BOMMAL. She's got good defense, but bear in mind the bomb debuffs, they ignore defense. And she's got fine speed. She doesn't have enough resistance or accuracy to do anything for BOMMAL. She's got some crit rate. So yeah, again, this Godseeker Neri I've put in here, she's well built, but she's well built as a real generalist build. She is not specialized for BOMMAL at all. You know, a specialist BOMMAL build, you'd be like, okay, there's not really much point in building resistance or accuracy. I mean, you could build like 500 resistance. If Geomancer gets decreased accuracy on BOMMAL, then it can work. But, you know, you don't need any of the crit stuff. You don't really need the accuracy. You don't need it at all. You want to crank her up more like 60,000 HP, probably. Defense is not even super necessary. But yeah, it still worked just fine. Her masteries, again, just fairly standard stuff with some extra turn meter, some counterattacking War Master. It worked great. Skytouch Shaman, she's built for arena. She's just built for arena, guys. So how is she built? She's just built to be really fast. That's basically it. She only has 51,000 HP. She's got 2,800 defense. She's really quick with 282 speed. That's specifically to be speed tuned. I'm going to be doing a video on Skytouch Shaman very soon, because I'm probably going to be stealing most of her gear for Mithrala when Mithrala comes out. But yeah, she's got accuracy, because to get the speed I needed, I had to put a lot of accuracy gear on her. I had to steal the banner off Sylve the Drakes. Look at this. It's ridiculous. She doesn't use accuracy at all, but this banner had 2 rolls in speed. It's actually the fastest barbarian banner I had, so I needed this to actually get her speed tuned with my arena team. But like, her accessories aren't rolled up. She's in an untouchable and divine speed set. Now this is actually really bad for BOMMAL. It basically means she needs to take 2 goes. Actually, she can even be sort of extra screwed, because she gets a 3-turn shield at the start of the fight. BOMMAL just turns that into a bomb debuff. So it's actually really bad. Again, BOMMAL removes the immunity debuff and turns it into a bomb. So these sets are real bad, and you probably don't want to put those on her if you can avoid it for BOMMAL. But yeah, she's just built for arena. In her masteries, she's kind of in an arena build. with some resistance, just in case. It's not super useful. But yeah, she's just in these masteries for Arena. And here's the thing, guys. In terms of books, she's not even fully booked. Her Revive on Death with block debuffs, not even fully booked. Her passive isn't booked, which would be 20% more healing from that. She's amazing, right? She's just worked really well for this in this like just cheapy Arena setup that I didn't even think would work for BOMMAL, but it did. Next up then we have Geomancer. Now Geomancer is the only one I did have specifically in a set for BOMMAL, although I don't think it actually did anything in that particular fight, but Deflection gives you a 25% chance to deflect a debuff onto the attacker. Very good against BOMMAL, because if you deflect, for every single bomb that you deflect back onto BOMMAL, it really helps you out. That saves a ton of damage from Geomancer, keeps him very safe, and that damage is not going to be reflected onto BOMMAL. It's damage that bypasses everything, the bombs. So this is very useful, and the bombs do extra damage to BOMMAL himself, so that gives you a nice chunk of extra damage if it works. And he's in Perception set as well, and he is built up with good HP and defense, decent speed, but again, you need like 250 speed to go before BOMMAL, but Mother Cybele's aura let us bypass that and actually do it without him being 250 plus, which is pretty cool. His accuracy is a little too low, but we kind of got away with it. And yeah, that's how Geomancer's built for his masteries. He's in pretty standard stuff, War Master, extended debuffs. And then the final person we had in was Vogoth, who again is really not built for BOMMAL at all. So he has only 64,000 HP. If we look at the Soda Dragon with like a Vogoth that is actually built for BOMMAL, you should be more like 80,000 HP. And you should not have any accuracy, right? Because whenever you put leeches on with Vogoth with his accuracy, it puts extra bombs onto Vogoth, which is actually bad. And the leech doesn't really contribute to anything. So this Vogoth is actually, for BOMMAL, built really badly, but he still got the job done. He still got it done with his team, which was amazing. So he's obviously booked. And for his masteries, he does have Giant Slayer and this sort of stuff. Again, you don't need that. You don't need that for BOMMAL. You could have him with like no speed at all, and just in defensive masteries and like the support tree for extra healing and that sort of stuff. And that would totally work fine as well. But there you go, guys. What do you think of that? That was pretty cool, right? Man, Mother Cybele versus BOMMAL. I was doing some farming of my keys here. It works. It actually works. It's incredible. 5 minutes, 10 seconds, 90 turns taken. Yeah, not too shabby, right? Revive on Death coming in clutch. If we look at our clan, so by the way, here you go, you can see McLovin here. He basically has Magnar in for wave clear, and then he has like the double Vogoth, Godseeker, and Geomancer, so that's like that sort of standard strat that works really well. If we go into like the global rankings as well, you can see sort of similar stuff. A couple of Astroliths. Again, here we actually have a similar thing here actually, where Cardial is sort of like a legendary version of Skytouch Shaman. He's like a massive upgrade over Skytouch Shaman, double Vogoth, a Geomancer, and then a Canderfon to clear the waves. So you got other ideas sort of like this. Again, oh, that's McLovin again, there he is. But yeah, you get the idea. You can sort of flick through these yourself as well in case you haven't got to this stage yet, and you can see sort of some of the champions that people are building. Now, typically, here's actually Beauregard team. That's really cool to see. Beauregard coming in clutch, very nice. These are probably going to be very, very high resistance, like 800 resistance, Sifi or Duchess, that sort of thing, to just never get debuffed by BOMMAL, which makes it much safer. So do bear that in mind. But yeah, you can you sort of get the gist right here. And obviously these are like speed farm teams as well, so hence the Magnar coming in. That's to clear the waves quickly and get a low turn count. You can actually just not do that. You can bring in like another Vogoth to make it even safer. Right, makes it much, much safer. So that's something to consider as well. Oh, and the final tip I would give you is that maybe not so much in my team, because we only have the one Vogoth, but if you're bringing two Vogoths in, one of the masteries, does she have it? Yeah, Evil Eye. Evil Eye is a really good mastery, which decreases the target's turn meter when you use your A1 on them for the first time. So that will spawn an extra big bomb on the BOMMAL fight. And with Vogoth, those big bombs actually end up being a source of healing. They're actually good for you. They're not bad for you. They're good for you, which is hilarious with Vogoth's passive. Excuse me. So I guess just putting your Vogoths with Evil Eye actually might be really worth it if you've got 2 or 3 of them, especially 3 of them. Slap them with Evil Eye and they're just doing their A1s. Maybe they need accuracy. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it doesn't quite work, but it's something to consider anyway, to just spawn out some extra bombs, which will reflect more damage with Geomancer and actually heal you up with Vogoth passive. It's just something to bear in mind. But yeah, there you go, guys. Revive on death. It works. I'm delighted. First time for me beating BOMMAL 90. I'm delighted. Does it work on full auto? Not a chance. There's no way in hell this team will work. I mean, I don't think I even played it the best I could. You know, as a human being trying to calculate when to use the revives and the revive on death and stuff, there's no way the AI is going to get it right. But for a manual run, this might be a cool team. Yeah, like I said, it's just some epics, one fusion legendary that you might be able to build. So there you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.